What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live editing session with me. I'm going to be jumping into Lightroom and editing a picture of Marshmello that I took at the San Diego Fair. So let's hop right into Lightroom and we'll get started. So with this image, was a challenge, it was a task for any of you who have shot concerts before. You know that shooting pyro or any type of fire is extremely difficult, especially when you're first starting out, right? And I've been doing concerts for some time now, and it's still a challenge. But when shooting in raw format, you can have a lot of flexibility, but it's easier to underexpose and try to just hope that you can get it where it's not completely clipping the highlights in this case. So on here, obviously it's very overexposed, and my goal is to kind of underexpose it specifically to get a clear image, right? I want to get a clear image and make a dope edit. So I'm gonna start off by, just since I'm already up here and I want to start with a clean image to edit, right? I'm gonna underexpose it and bring that down about a stop and a half, right? And go about my process how I usually do and fixing the lens distortion. And then after that, I will probably, let's see. And after that, I will come down to, let's see. Oh, my denoise. The usual step in my process. So as you can see on this image, I wasn't able to recover everything, right? There's still some parts that are just too white and too bright, but that's okay. There's some parts of the image that look awesome, like the smoke. Um, and I might even bring it down a little bit exposure wise to see if I can give a little bit more detail in that flame area, right? But the overall subject matter, right? Marshmello performing, he is within these two overexposed areas, which is fine. It kind of gives like a tunnel, a leading line with all these lasers, and just a second frame to really draw the viewer's eyes to. And that's the most important part of this image, in my opinion. All right, let this fast forward to the denoise. I'll bring that back down to 45 because whenever you denoise in Lightroom, it automatically sets it to 50, which is too much for me. I do not like that much denoising. It looks crazy, it looks plastic. And it usually takes a while, but we'll fast forward and we'll start up whenever this is finished. Okay, now that's done, we'll drop this down to 40. Come back up here. Drop this down even more. Underexposed. See, there we go. See, now I dropped it down exposure-wise just a little bit more. Now you can start seeing some details of the flame even more so by bringing it down. So if I reset and go back to where I was, you got bam, really overexposed, and then where I was just a second ago, which is a good reference point to start with. At this point, I'll go ahead and throw one of my presets on. This is concert preset pack that I downloaded a long time ago, which I use every once in a while, but most of the time I'll either get something from one of these packs or I'll just create something on my own and tweak it over time. If I see something cool that is interesting to me, I'll just save it as a custom made preset underneath um, a library category here in Lightroom. So let's see, let's go. For this one, I'm wanting to incorporate some more orange, right? Just because it's fire, and maybe something complementing that like blue. So maybe one of these presets has something that's usable. Let's see. That's cool. It's a little bit too much. No, that looks pretty cool. Boom 5 or Boom 4, that looks pretty sick, to be honest. Let's see, 4 or 5. Let's go and see. Maybe there's something even better than that. Some of these get a little bit wonky when it comes to colors, and I don't really like that. That's pretty cool, but not my preference for this image now. Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna go with boom 4 or boom 5 for a starting point. Boom 4, boom 5. Yeah, I'm gonna go with boom 4. That looks pretty sick. Okay, so now I'll start at the top, and I'll see things about the image that I don't like initially. All right, so what I don't like right now is there's not enough dimension or depth in the picture. Right, everything looks kind of flat, especially the blacks and especially like the details in the fire. So what I can do is try to enhance that with their texture clarity or maybe even a little bit dehaze. But I'm gonna go ahead and play with these and see how that affects the image. That looks pretty cool. Clarity usually does a really good job of, yeah, like that. So it's given a lot more dimension and depth to this picture, especially in the flame area. It looks really, really cool. Dehaze, there's some smoke, so that might make a little bit of a difference, but not much. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we'll work with that. All right, highlights. Since it's overexposed a little bit, let's see if I can bring down some more and give some more shape to the flames, which I can a little bit. By the way, again, this is my first time shooting Marshmello, and the set was absolutely awesome, right? Given how big Marshmello is, you can't have any expectation that the production is going to be anything short of just amazing. So I was fortunate to be able to have some dope pyro, some dope CO2, an amazing light show, and I was able to create some really sick images with this concert. It was dope. And like a full circle moment because I've shot EDM, I've shot Dead Mouse before, but I know I've wanted to add Marshmello to that list, so it was quite the experience. Um, yeah, let's get back vibrance. I'll probably come back to this. I know I have other sliders I can mess with um, later down this tab right here. So maybe I'll come back to that. It's already a lot of baked in there color wise. A tone curve. Let's see. At this point, I can mess with how dark my darks are and my blacks. Right now, they're kind of lifted, so it gives kind of a matte look. So I'm not sure if I want to go that direction. All right. Let's see, we got matte, really matte and flat as you come down. Or as I come down, it makes those even more darker, which I think looks a lot better. Let's see what this does. Fire. No pun intended. Okay, that looks pretty sick. Highlights. I don't want to inverse what I just did on the previous tab, so I think I'll leave those the way they are. Or maybe... No, that's cool. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Okay. Color mixer. Color mixer, do I want to incorporate any additional colors? Maybe I want to take out some color that's in the image, which I can see right now is probably the background. Just details the background, the background colors that are integrated, which kind of looks like what, purple or blue. So I'm going to come down here and under saturation, I'm going to try to kill these colors in the back because I don't want them to be I don't want them to be a distraction. Excuse me. If anything, the whole image theme wise should be red, orange, yellow, and that's about it. Magentas, no. Okay, that looks good. So I got before, you can see the background. right here. Before, after, before, after. That looks sick. Color grading. Okay. So now I can mess with my shadows, midtones, and highlights. Incorporate some things that aren't already there. So maybe in the shadows I'll add a subtle orange just to give the atmosphere more like it's engulfed in fire, and more of these orange tones can overtake this image, especially in the shadow areas that really don't have much to them right now because it's just negative space. So let's see by introducing some orange. See, there you go. Adding that just subtle orange in the area just brings the image to life a little bit more. Makes it that more just engulfed in flames, in my opinion. Let's see. And it shifts, right? You can see the shift in the orange, right? Right now, it kind of looks like more of like a, I don't know, like a scarlet type orange. And then when I incorporate that, it makes it more, I guess, true to life or how we perceive fire, which is a lot more orange. I guess this hue of orange. Sick. Fire. Okay. Midtones. What do I want to add to the midtones? It's not already there. I might take a little bit off of the orange in the midtones or shift it a little bit so it's not just too much. And sometimes I'll even go the opposite direction in certain areas of the image just to get some balance and some depth where it's not just orange covering the whole image. All right. The goal is to make, at least my goal, and when it comes to making images, to make it compelling. Right? You can have a great production, but how can I add my taste and my style into the picture to make it mine, to make it stand out, and make it not just solely relying on the production itself? That might be it right there. Just that subtle yellow makes so much of a difference. Lifts it a little bit. Dope. Highlights should be fine color wise. I don't think I want to add anything to that. Maybe a little bit of a enhance of light in that area. Cool. RDD noise, color grading is good, sharpening is good. So that's about it. So cropping wise, I honestly like how I shot it. Most of the time I will crop a little bit of my compositions already right from the jump, or if I have a change of mind from when I initially took it until I get into Lightroom, and my thoughts may change on where on how I want to compose it. But in this image right now, on this composition, I think it's good. We'll see. I might bring it in just a little bit. I know I want to just keep all these flames in here. It's hard to cut any of it off because it just gives it so much dimension. But I don't want dead space either. That might be it right there. Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the final edit of one of the pictures I took of Marshmello, again at his performance at the San Diego Fair. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was educational and you got something useful from it. I have a lot more to share when it comes to this series of pictures of him specifically, so stay tuned for that. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Drop down a comment below what you thought about this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.